Well, you might not believe what DoorDash's CEO Tony Xu just said in their Q4 2024 and overall year in review earnings call. I want to start with that, as well as what's coming. Of course, what we saw in 2024 for you, the Dasher, but what is coming directly from Tony and the team here? What should we expect on the Dasher app related to earnings right now? So what was said on this earnings call that was so important directly from Tony Xu, Ravi Unnakonda, their CFO, was on this call as well, speaking to investors. And I mined through that entire call to listen to just things you want to hear about as a Dasher. So here's what Tony said. Matching the right kind of Dasher to the actual offer or assignment they want. So let me ask you, as someone who was first activated in 2018 on DoorDash, all they do is help you make money in different side hustles. What do you like to do on DoorDash? What do you kind of not love, and what won't you do, if anything, on DoorDash? Because we've had Dasher preferences for a couple of years now, maybe a year and a half. It depends on your market, where you can toggle off, on and off, things that you want to do or don't want to do. And interestingly, kind of resonating with me as someone who doesn't love shop and deliver, specifically grocery. Let me know if you like grocery shop and delivers. There's retail, there's convenience, there's alcohol shops, there's like PetSmart and stuff. But he specifically mentioned grocery offers. So if a Dasher doesn't want to do grocery runs, you can turn it off in Dasher preferences. If you don't want to do cash on delivery, if you don't want to do alcohol, I guess what I also want to ask you is that enough? If I turn off grocery, are you getting enough quality offers? That's the whole thing here. Quality offers across the board, that it's worth it for your time and you're making enough money. Now, Tony was also asked about Dasher supply. I would have liked a little bit more color on that. All he said was Dasher supply is strong. So, they have 7 million plus Dashers now. I'd like to know, I guess, a little bit more of areas of opportunity. Let's talk about that, because that was mentioned in this call. New geographies. Now, we just listened to Uber's Q4 and 2024 earnings call. They were looking at smaller geographies, like suburban markets, smaller, medium-sized markets. At the start of this call, Tony said he couldn't be, quote, more bullish, or that just means like more positive looking at the company, opportunities. And when asked about, you'd think, the most saturated part of the business, US restaurants, because there's new verticals, the grocery, the convenience, the shop and deliver, the Dasher tasks, like non-delivery stuff, just tasks. That's all new. But what about the first thing they've ever done, US restaurants? And Tony said there is a very large runway, and they're still only, let me know if you believe this down below in the comments, still only in single-digit penetration in US restaurant sales. Now, sure, they have quite the commanding lead in US sales in the food delivery space, but what do you think about that? General US restaurant sales, single-digit penetration. At the end of the call, something else was very important that was mentioned here as well. The pick and pack option for Dashers. Pick and pack here can mean several things for their business. So think about Dash Marts. Those associates are going to pick, pack those items, pack it up for you. You go to the Dash Mart, order for so-and-so, you pick it up and make the delivery. But there's actually some pick and pack things for you as a Dasher. Think any shop and deliver opportunity. I'm shopping, I'm picking it, I'm packing it, I'm checking out, and then I'm making the delivery. I'm doing that entire workflow. And here, asked about that pick and pack process, and he did skew this towards Dashers, kind of echoing what he said earlier in the call, that they're seeing Dashers do have different preferences, which makes sense. That they have Dashers everywhere. They have the largest fleet. And I'm curious about that, because Uber actually has 7 million plus earners as well, but that is drivers, mobility, and couriers. So if we're talking just delivery, yes, and that's probably what it refers to, DoorDash has the largest fleet. And Tony mentioned there's really just a self-selection that happens. And he gave an example. Let me know if this is kind of what you do here. That it's a learning journey for Dashers. And maybe it'll help down below if you tell me how many deliveries you've been doing, I guess, lifetime or whatever you want to do and what marketplace you're in. And he cited maybe 1 week a Dasher may try some kind of new assignment or order type. Again, it could be preferences, maybe a new task feature or something came to your market. You try something new. Cash on delivery, package returns, etc. There's DashLink. There's also round trip deliveries, which is kind of like a beta program as well. And that is one thing I do like. That's why I rated DoorDash where I rated them on our side hustle rankings guide. You can get that for free on our website. Tony continued, flexibility is the number one thing that Dashers are looking for, and 90% of Dashers are dashing less than 10 hours a week. Now, certainly if you're watching a video like this, if you're subscribed here, if you're not, I would consider subscribing here, that sure, our curve of that might be a little higher because clearly you're invested in gig work and want to make the most money possible. But he also mentioned in 2025, what should we expect specifically, of course, for Dashers this year? It is adding new categories, new rewards, new tasks. So let's step back and kind of map out what that might look like in 2025. So what are new categories? You can share that as well. Maybe we can brainstorm down below in the comments. We have food delivery. I can do food, right? I can do grocery. I would like to see, maybe here's one option, a delivery only option on grocery. And I don't see, maybe you do, you can let me know. I don't see a lot of 15 bag grocery shops, maybe like I'd see on Walmart Spark, let's say. But as someone who doesn't love the shopping process, that's just my personal opinion, I would like to see more maybe pick and pack opportunities. Maybe a Dasher picks it, and then someone like myself, I could do just delivery only. As long as it still pays fairly, it's gonna pay less probably, of course you would imagine, than the full service shop, check out and deliver. But there's new categories. So there's alcohol, there's the retail, there's the convenience, there's tasks, so non-delivery. What else might come to the DoorDash platform? And Tony mentioned that's why the company's name is DoorDash, not just food delivery. But he also cited adding new tasks as well and new rewards. So what would new rewards look like? And DoorDash actually recently cited this as well at the end of 2024, that they are looking at new rewards in a separate blog post. There, we would think about maybe Dasher rewards, actually adding something to that platform. And we've already seen the change from what I've called V1 Dasher rewards, the acceptance rate based, silver, gold, and platinum, getting access to higher paying orders, the deal there. But it's largely based on your AR. And then V2, a platform that I think a lot of us like better. You can let me know what you think about the overall Dasher rating pilot program, what I call V2, that is not so much hinging on your AR. And Dashers like you, we brainstormed what might new rewards look like. And we thought possibly we can add to this tiered base pay on Dasher rewards. So if I get silver, gold, and platinum, instead of, and I do like this idea, instead of a $2 minimum base pay, it's $2 to $10, depends on a lot of factors, effort, time, desirability. If other Dashers have been declining it, then the minimum base pay, DoorDash's contribution would go up. If I'm silver, gold, or platinum, silver is, let's say, $3, and then $4, whatever it's gonna be, a step change of 2 and then 3, whatever kind of margin it's gonna be to have that tiered base pay. Now, something that you might be a little less excited about, but regardless, if you got this far in the video, if you can drop a like, it does help out regardless of, what's coming next here. Tony was asked about, actually, similarly, this was discussed on Uber's Q4 and year-end call, Autonomous vehicles. Tony did detail he was super excited about the opportunity and cited there's actually two mega trends going on right now, and the other is large language models. Just think AI. So AI is an opportunity in 2025. Yeah, probably seen the AI bots that are on chat support. Let me know if you've seen that and hasn't been helpful. But the other is autonomous vehicles. And it's really interesting listening to what Uber said, and I'll leave that video linked down below, what Uber said about AVs, which is quite different use case for rideshare, and what Tony said with food delivery and the use case. Tony mentioned that that last kind of 10 feet, he said, is easier on rideshare because the passenger is going to end that transaction. They're going to get out of the car and the car can do its thing if it's autonomous. For food delivery, that last 10 feet, he cited, is the hardest thing for delivery. It's not the transport. It may not necessarily even be the loading because it's going to be docked at a mini warehouse, whatever it's going to be. The associate's going to load the food there. It's going to be in transit. Sure, there's problems in transit, but accessing a front door or stopping at the right place, going up a driveway, meeting the customer in general. With food delivery, I don't see this coming, at least in the immediate term, in the next maybe 1 to 3 years. Yes, it's testing, but wide scale, I don't see this reaching anywhere near scalability in 1 to 3 years. And then a few points on their supplementary info that they include with this call here. 25% of total MAU or monthly active users, people using the platform every single month, they're active every month, shopped our new verticals categories in December 2024. So 1 out of 4 consumers on DoorDash, they're not just using DoorDash for food delivery, they're using the grocery, the alcohol, the retail, etc. As mentioned, US restaurants has been our largest and oldest area of exploration. This might be our closest category on its way to reaching Centicorn, first time I've heard that, Centicorn status in scale. But even if we achieve that measure, we'll only be 10% of the US restaurant industry in sales. Last year, 2024, almost 1 in 2 consumers in the US who are new to ordering delivery in either grocery, convenience, and alcohol categories through a third-party marketplace placed their first order with a DoorDash. So almost half, 1 out of every 2 new consumers that decides, hey, I want to order grocery, I'm going to try alcohol delivery. Who do I use for this medium that I've never gotten delivery from before? They're choosing at least 1 out of 2 times DoorDash. But the area that I'm watching most closely for you are the new rewards. Like we mentioned, Tony cited here and in that blog post, the new rewards, the new categories, the new tasks, which I'm very interested about, the new order offers, any new bonus pay. We already have 2 earnings modes, earn per offer and earn by time. I don't know if we're going to see another earnings mode per se in 2025, but I think we'll certainly see a lot of different other things that are directly related to Dasher Pay in 2025. So which one of these most stood out for you?